Okay, Dr. Dan Yachter here with news, views, and weekly updates. And each and every week, I'm going to bring you these segments to keep you plugged into what's on the landscape. And there's a lot of happenings inside of the healthcare landscape that we want to bring to you. And so we're going to go ahead and jump in and just wanted to do one small adjustment here. And then we'll go ahead and get started. So, man, there's a lot going on in healthcare, primarily because there's a man by the name of RFK Jr. at the helm. He is running the HHS, Health and Human Services Department. A lot going on, and I want to share those goings on with you. So let's go ahead and jump in. And everything I'm going to be discussing and talking about during this live segment is going to be found. All the topics, all the articles, and the videos, very important videos, are found inside of our private Facebook group, My Family, My Mission. The private group is called My Family, My Mission. Join that group, ask to be let in, we'll let you in, and you'll gain access to a phenomenal resources which are posted each and every day. So jump into that group and you'll be glad that you did. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring up the articles, videos that were posted in the group, a lot of information that you want to be privy to. And the first thing I wanted to do prior to doing that, I just wanted to make the announcements regarding the upcoming events at the office. One, of course, we have on September 23rd, we have our Heart Smart Masterclass that yours truly will be teaching. And it is a phenomenal masterclass, 6:30 p.m. That's a Tuesday, and that's going to be September 23rd. We want you here. You're going to learn, grow. You're going to understand the fact that there are, if you have a heart issue going on, symptoms that your body gives off, ways that your body whispers to you in the way of maybe in terms of heart problems, fatigue, brain fog, high blood pressure, just not feeling right, palpitations in the heart. And then also, of course, your doctor giving you more and more medications upon each and every visit. So you're going to learn so much, primarily how to be proactive, not reactive, but proactive regarding your heart. Learn strategies that are going to get your heart strong, keep it strong, really keep your whole body strong for life. Again, you want to pay attention to these whispers because you don't want your body screaming at you in the way of a heart attack, a stroke, or something like that, or something worse. So that's going to be coming up on September 23rd. Join us. And of course, if you are an existing active patient, what I mean by that, you're on my table, my adjusting table, you're in the office weekly, biweekly, monthly, you're under regular care, chiropractic care, we have a celebration for you, semi-annual celebration called the Patient Appreciation Day. And that is going to be coming up on the 9th of October from 11 to 6. And what we do is we have food, fun, raffle drawings, prizes, a huge spread of food out here, free adjustments. We do all kinds of fun things for our patients. We have a theme. Our team dresses up. The entire office is decorated. Decorations are already up. If you've been to the office over the last week, you'll see decorations everywhere. Jeanette's doing a phenomenal job getting the office decorated. So that day we celebrate active patients. We want to give back to you. Then on Tuesday, the 14th of October, Tuesday the 14th, we open the clinic from 11 to 1. And for active patients, they can refer anybody, friends, family members, loved ones, into the office for no cost. Consult exams, reported findings, films if necessary, x-rays. Everything's included up to the reported findings for free, no charge. You get to do that on that day, referring people in. Now, many of you are listening are inactive patients. You haven't been to the office in a while. You've been wanting to get back in. It's been 6 months or longer. You would need an entire workup. Again, consult, exam, films, everything would need to be updated. And if you do it on that day, on the 14th of October, no charge, no cost. You waive a lot of fees. So keep that in mind. Those are the two announcements, the two events that I wanted to bring up. And we're going to go ahead and jump into the content. And one of the things that we're seeing right now, we're going to talk about this, is the testimony that was put out by Aaron Siri. He's a lawyer, and he testified in front of the Senate yesterday. And during this congressional testimony, he revealed that there was a vaccinated versus unvaccinated study from Henry Ford Medical Center, and it was buried because it showed unvaccinated children were significantly healthier. Del Bigtree and Aaron Siri met with Dr. Marcus Zervos, head of the infectious disease at Henry Ford Medical Center. It's a massive medical healthcare delivery system in Michigan. And Dr. Marcus Zervos is pro-vaccine, running clinical trials for the vaccine companies. And what they did, Del Bigtree and attorney Siri, they argued that it was a chance for them. The reason why they agreed to do the study, because it was a chance, they argued, to shut down the anti-vaxxers about their claim that unvaccinated children were healthier or are healthier. And this guy, to their surprise, agreed to do the study. Dr. Zervos recruited a chief epidemiologist and 2 statisticians. These were mainstream scientists with orthodox views about vaccines, meaning they were very pro-vaccine. The study compared children enrolled at Henry Ford Hospital System from 2000 and 2016. So 16 years from birth onward. Unvaccinated children versus those who received 1 or more vaccines. It was based on actual medical records. Vaccinated children had 430% the rate of asthma. So 4 times the rate of asthma, 3 times the rate of atopic diseases, almost 6 times or 600% the rate of autoimmune disease, 5.5 times the rate of neurodevelopmental diseases and disorders, including 3 times the amount of developmental delays and almost 5 times or 500% more speech disorders. ADHD, 262 cases in the vaccinated group, 0 in the unvaccinated group. All of the findings showed significantly and statistically significantly more disease, greater amounts of disease compared to the unvaccinated kids. After 10 years, 57% of vaccinated children had a chronic health issue, often multiple. Only 17% of the unvaccinated children had chronic health issues. So again, it found vaccinated children were healthier. Attorney Siri said, if the study actually showed the opposite, that the vaccinated kids were healthier, it would have been published immediately. Because it found the opposite, it was shoved in a drawer because the findings didn't fit the policy that the vaccines were safe. And Dr. Zervos was concerned about losing his job if those findings were published. Okay, Attorney Siri urged the researchers to submit it for publication. They admitted that the study was well done and well designed and conducted, but Dr. Zervos said he didn't want to lose his job. Another said she didn't want to make doctors uncomfortable. So again, we know that this whole thing got shoved in the drawer. But yesterday at a congressional hearing, it all came out. So just incredible how chronically ill. This showed 18,468 kids, tracked children. They tracked these kids from birth to 10 years. For 10 years. Vaccinated kids, significantly sicker, more disease than the unvaccinated children. Mental health disorders, asthma, autoimmune diseases, brain dysfunction, cancer, diabetes, food allergies, mental health disorders, ADHD, autism, behavioral disabilities. developmental delays, learning disabilities, intellectual disability, speech disorder, motor disability, tics, neurological disorders, seizure disorders, significantly higher in the vaccinated population. Vindicated you are if you're a parent who's been fighting for your child's rights for all these years to not vaccinate your child or stand behind your philosophical reasons for not vaccinating your children. You've been vindicated. Study after study is now coming out in congressional hearings, in the media. It's all coming out. The truth always rises to the top. Even if it takes decades, it always comes out. For years, we have known that the vaccine injury court and compensation system, to this day, almost $5 billion has been paid out to vaccine injured children and adults. And up until many, many years ago, or just a handful of years ago, we thought, or the general public thought, that vaccinated children were healthier than unvaccinated children, that unvaccinated children pose a serious threat to the vaccinated population or to our communities. Not true. Now showing, many studies now showing that the vaccinated children are far sicker and a far greater threat to the community than the unvaccinated children, a far greater threat, creating and pressing and putting a great burden on our healthcare system, causing billions, hundreds of billions of dollars in healthcare expenses because of how sick our children are today. So billions have been paid out. Vaccinated children now being shown to be sicker, far greater amounts of sickness in the vaccinated population. Never since 1986, even before that, has there been a placebo-controlled, double-blind, random-controlled trial, safety study done on any vaccines. Yet you as a parent have chosen to shoot this garbage into your kids. Maybe because you did not know that there are no safety studies done on these vaccines, but you've been intimidated into shooting these vaccines into your kids because the pediatrician, the doctors, your neighbors, your friends, your coworkers, whoever it was, told you that you're nuts and you're insane not to vaccinate your kids. But meanwhile, back the innate wisdom of your body, just that little voice in your mind telling you, you know what, I'm not comfortable doing it, but you did it anyway because you were coerced, you were bullied, you were pressured into doing it. See, the parents who chose not to go down that path have been vindicated. And if you're a parent who is playing the Russian roulette game of delayed scheduling or delayed shots, you're not comfortable with all of them, but now you're kind of dripping them along the way. Now you really need to see the research and see that what 1 or 2 or 3, even spread out, will do to your children. Not have there not only have there not been any random controlled trials, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial, safety studies done at all on one, but on top of that, when you go for vaccines, many times they're giving multiple dosages, and they have zero concept of what happens when you start mixing a bunch of these things together into your child's bloodstream. Insane. Only healthcare product, I think the only product, government mandated to be shot into your child. But thankfully, because of Dr. Ladapo, Surgeon General for the state of Florida, and Governor DeSantis, Ron DeSantis, God bless this man. And what they did last week, they removed all vaccine mandates. And a lot of people are very scared who are pro-vaccine and say this is a public threat for many reasons, one of which it's going to bring back all these childhood diseases that were eradicated through vaccines. And that's not true. I have the data to show that to you. That's not what happened historically. But if vaccines work so well, then you as a parent, if you want to still continue to shoot up your kid with vaccines and you truly believe that they work or they really do work, then why are the unvaccinated children a threat to your children? Think about that for a moment. If they really work, why should a parent not have a choice to vaccinate or unvaccinate? How does it affect your vaccinated child if vaccines truly work? Think about that one for a moment. And what eradicating those mandates truly did is it simply brought to light freedom of choice. We should have freedom of choice, informed consent. If you as a parent, an individual decides to do their own research and you come to the conclusion that shooting your kid up with all of these shots may not be the best idea. And of course, we now know it's not because of all the information out there and the congressional hearings going on and all that information that's being released that was hidden and shoved in a desk somewhere, some bureaucrat's desk, it's all coming out now. If you decide that it's not in your best interest or your child's best interest in getting a shot, you're informed now. That's what the mandate eradication did. It brought to light that parents should have freedom of choice, informed consent. As a parent, you agree, you do your research and you agree maybe with your spouse, not a good idea. Well, avoiding or removing these mandates gives you that freedom of choice. Not a bad thing. And again, if you're a parent who's vaccinating the kid and you say, wow, that's a bad thing. All these diseases are going to be coming raging back. Number one, you explain that to me. How are these diseases going to come raging back? Explain that to me. Because if you want to bring the herd immunity argument into it, it doesn't exist for vaccines. It doesn't come into play when it comes to adaptive immunity or shooting vaccines in. That's a natural immunity discussion. So if vaccines work, your kids are brought up on their schedule, their vaccine schedule, and vaccines work, then the unvaccinated children should pose no threat to your child. There you have it. The only product on the market that has been mandated outside the state of Florida and all other 49 states, mandated by law that your child should have. It's insane, with no safety studies to boot. So that's what's going on in the world of vaccines. The truth will eventually rise to the top, even if it takes decades. And that truth shall set you and your family, your children, free if you allow it, if you're willing to have the courage and stand up and do the exact opposite that all of the other families are doing in this community. I'm in the community a lot, involved with youth sports, and I'm around a lot of families. And some of these families find out that I don't vaccinate my kids, nor would I ever. I have never, and nor would I ever. And some of them don't want to have anything to do with me. They don't want their kids around my kids. They have things to say to my face behind my back. And quite frankly, it doesn't bother me. I will continue to stand for the same truth that I've stood for 30 years. I've been persecuted as well in my office. People have said very mean things about me, my office, my team, because our stance on vaccines and other aspects of natural health and healing. So if you allow it to come in, if you'll allow your mind to open and look at what's going on now, and all of these things go on, including Attorney Siri and his testimony yesterday in front of a congressional hearing, then your mind will expand and you'll see the dangers that childhood vaccines pose to you and your family. So inside of my group, My Family, My Mission, you'll be able to watch a video, a short, I believe, 4-minute video, where you'll hear Attorney Aaron Siri discussing this earth-shattering information, testifying yesterday in front of a Senate Homeland Security Committee, a hearing held on public trust in vaccines, which is eroding by the second. You'll see in the group all of the stats that I rattled off at the beginning of this live group broadcast, and many, many other announcements, articles, videos, posts, and whatnot. So continue to keep your mind open for the benefit of you, your family's health, And again, mark your calendars, come out and learn and grow with us. My heart, the reason I do this live, my master classes, the reason I do what I do, the reason I come to the office every day and I'm on mission every day for the last 30 years is my heart breaks when I look out in the community, when I'm in the community and I see the amount of sickness, disease, and suffering, especially in the children, the childhood population. 54% of all kids in our community and beyond have at least one chronic disease that they're dealing with day by day. My heart breaks for that. And the reason I do what I do is I want to see a healthier community. I want to see healthier families, healthier children. The lies have to stop first. The misinformation, the misknowledge that's been given out. I want to see a healthier community. It all starts with knowledge, with truth. And that's what we do. Everything in this office, if you really want to grow and you want to get the knowledge that you need beyond the adjustments, it all orbits around the monthly master classes. September 23rd is your next chance. The Heart Smart Masterclass. If you've been before, come again. The knowledge is always getting updated. Information, research. If you have not been for a while, plug in, get to the master classes. You will learn so much. You'll grow so much. And as always, I appreciate you joining me. For those of you guys on the live now, for those of you guys who will be watching later, I appreciate you greatly. And let's all join forces together to grow a healthier, happier, stronger community, a healthier, happier, younger generation. Let's do it together. Let's march forth. I appreciate you greatly. God bless.